Hi. In this video, we are going to explore the various techniques used for site-directed mutagenesis. Let's jump right to it. First, let's see what are mutations. Mutation are changes in a DNA sequence that occur due to errors when the DNA is copied or as the result of external mutagens such as UV rays and chemical factors. Mutations can also be introduced willingly in laboratories to alter the DNA sequence to produce new protein structure so that they have a new altered function. There are three types of DNA mutation. They are insertion, deletion, and substitution. Insertion. Insertion is the addition of one or more nucleotide base pairs into a DNA sequence, which often causes frameshift mutation. Deletion. Deletion is a type of mutation involving the loss of genetic materials. It can be as small as single missing DNA base pair. Substitution. In substitution mutation, a single nucleotide is substituted with a different nucleotide. If a purine is substituted for a purine or a pyrimidine is substituted for a pyrimidine, it is called transition. If a purine is substituted for pyrimidine or vice versa, it is called transversion. The first technique we are going to see is PCR based mutagenesis. In PCR based mutagenesis, the mutation is incorporated into the amplicon by replacing the original sequence. In this technique, short single-stranded DNA sequence called primers that are used to initiate the polymerase chain reaction is designed to carry the desired mutation. A pair of primers called the forward and reverse primers attach to the DNA and define the region of the DNA to be amplified. In this example, the nucleotide G is to be mutated to A. So the forward primer will be designed as TTATGATC and the reverse primer will be TTAGC. First PCR cycle. At the end of first PCR cycle, hybrid DNA strands are produced. Second PCR cycle. These are again denatured, annealed and polymerized. Now, at the end of second PCR cycle, nucleotide A is incorporated in the desired site of the polymerization strand, resulting in the formation of a double-stranded DNA with the desired protein mutation. The drawback in this technique is that mutations can only be incorporated into the regions of sequence complementary to the primers and not regions between the primers. Now, let us understand the working of primer-based mutagenesis using the example of the protein subtilisin. Subtilisin is a serine protease which is commercially used in laundry, dishwashing detergents, etc. It is obtained from the Bacillus species and contains methionine at site 222. The presence of methionine may cause a loss of activity due to its oxidation to methionine sulfoxide. This can be fixed by mutating the codon ATG to TCG to produce serine instead. Reaction requires forward and reverse primers complementary to the ends of the target sequence and two mutagenic internal primers with the complementarity. Internal primers contain the desired mutation, which in this case is the alteration of codon ATG to TCG. These primers hybridize to the region to be altered. It is then allowed to polymerize in the PCR. During the first round, the following DNA fragments are produced. The complementary ends of the products hybridize in this second PCR to create the final product, which contains the mutated internal sequence with the serine. This technique can also be used to incorporate longer insertions by using longer primers. Now, let's look at cassette-based mutagenesis. In this technique, we use a short double-stranded synthetic oligonucleotide sequence called the gene cassette, which is used to replace a fragment of target DNA in the vector. It is an efficient method for generating multiple mutations at defined sites. To understand this technique, let us again use the example of subtilisin gene with the sequence containing AUG that produces methionine at site 222. In order to replace the codon ATG with TCG to produce serine instead of methionine, a cassette with the sequence containing TCG is synthesized. Restriction enzymes are added to cleave the target DNA at specific recognition sites, removing nucleotide both the upstream and downstream to ATG. This results in the formation of sticky ends in the target DNA. The same restriction enzyme is used to digest the cassette to achieve specificity. Now, the cassette is ligated into the target DNA with the help of DNA ligase. The mutated vector is then transformed into the host and protein with the required mutation is synthesized. To use this method, the restriction sites of the target DNA must be known. Also, restriction sites flanking the target DNA has to be unique in the gene or vector system so that the gene cassette can be inserted with specificity. The length of the sequence flanked by the restriction sites is also a limiting factor due to the use of synthetic gene cassettes. CRISPR-based mutations. Now let us look at CRISPR-based mutation. CRISPR stands for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. The CRISPR-9 system was the newest tool for targeted genome editing. This technique is the most flexible method so far. CRISPR-Cas9 was adapted from a naturally occurring genome editing system in bacteria. The bacteria capture snips of DNA from invading viruses and use them to create DNA segments known as CRISPR arrays. The CRISPR arrays allow the bacteria to remember the virus. If the virus attack again, the bacteria produce RNA segments from the CRISPR arrays to target the virus's DNA. The bacteria then use Cas9 or a similar enzyme to cut the DNA apart, which disables the virus. CRISPR-Cas9 system works similarly in the lab. This system is based on two key components that form a complex: the Cas9 endonuclease and a target-specific RNA that guides Cas9 to the genomic DNA targets. The RNA binds to the Cas9 enzyme. As in bacteria, the modified RNA is used to recognize the DNA sequence and the Cas9 enzyme cuts the DNA at the targeted location. Once the DNA is cut, researchers use the cell's own DNA repair machinery to make changes to the DNA by replacing an existing segment with a customized DNA sequence. Although Cas9 is the enzyme that is used most often, other enzymes, for example CPF1, can also be used. Double-strand breaks that are introduced to genomic DNA by Cas9 nuclease can be repaired via the homologous recombination HR or non-homologous enjoining NHEG cellular repair mechanism. HR requires an identical DNA template to repair the break and results in full correction of the DNA. However, DNA damage is more commonly repaired by NHEG. In this case, cellular machinery ligates the two broken ends of the DNA without a template donor. This process is more error-prone than HR, and often insertions and deletions are incorporated, resulting in a DNA sequence that differs from the wild-type. It is being explored in research on a wide variety of diseases, including single gene disorders such as cystic fibrosis, hemophilia, and sickle cell disease. It also holds promise for the treatment and prevention of more complex diseases such as cancer, heart disease, and human immunodeficiency virus infection. Therefore, from this presentation, we hope that mutation and its type were understood. Furthermore, there is ongoing immense research on the different after effects of mutation. Thank you for watching.